No, I set fast time, and they had 65 live on the restart. He got jumped, and he never could get back up there. I don't know. He said his car fell off a little bit. They don't know exactly what happened to it, but it slowed down a little bit.
Becky wanted to go to the Rim. I wanted to go to Huntsville. I didn't want to go to the Rim because I didn't want to come back through Nashville because I knew what was going to happen. And I knew the Rim would be late. So we stayed home and bought the Speed 51 feet of Missouri. Oh, my God.
Well, I tell you what, that Rim last night, it didn't look like no social distancing to me. I mean, there was nobody with masks on. It was like a normal Saturday night.
I think people are getting fed up with all the masks and the social distancing.
We didn't have the masks. I mean, there were very few people wearing masks, if any. But they were somewhat practicing the social distancing. If they rode together, they sat together. And you had little groups here and there, 5, 6, 8 people that all sat together. And then you'd have a space of 3 or 4 seats, and then you'd have 4 or 5 more people together. It really made it look like a lot more than there was. But it was still, like I said, the biggest crowd we've probably had in 15 years. Yeah, Bryce was, everybody else turned like a 13, I think 13.90 was the best time anybody had, and then Bryce went out and busted off a 7. He got the fast time award of $100, and Dennis Engel had put up $500 if anybody turned a 13.5 or better. And he went ahead and, while we were finishing up the Victory Lane, or the pre-race ceremony, he came down and just gave him the 500 and said, "Here, you busted everybody, so I'm going to go ahead and pay you the 500. He had $600 in hand before he ever turned a lap.
That ain't bad.
Then he went out and proceeded to lead the most laps, which I think was another 200, either 200 or 500. And plus he got third place money. He probably got about as much money as Jackson did for winning it.
How did House and some of those guys at I-44 do last night?
Not well. Something broke on Mike Hurley. Cole Williams should have won, or almost won, the Pro Late Model, and Bubba Pollard passed him inside of 10 to go. And wasn't a real good night from there. I take that back. Hunter Wright, I think, wound up 12. Qualified 7th, started on the outside pole, ran well early.
That seems to be the norm with House. They either break early or they run good.
Yeah, I don't think he was ready at all. And then Casey Roderick was running a car in honor of Nick Harrison, and kind of struggled a little bit, then didn't even get to qualify, started dead last and made, I think, 8 laps.
Well, sometimes you have them nights. We had a guy that blew his motor in practice and didn't get to run. JoJo Wilderson had the drive shaft come out, and it broke the 3rd link. They had to take the rear end completely out of the car and weld everything back up and then put it back together. She got 2 laps behind the pace car to check it out, and then proceeded to start dead last and come up to 4th. Of course, use of the chrome horn came into effect several times.
Well, I'll say this about her. I listened to her on the radio all night, and she is one of the most polite racers out there. As soon as she wrecked Brazier, she told her dad to send somebody down to Brazier's trailer and apologize. Of course, John Boy said, "Well, it won't do any good."
All right. Dang.
So,
She must have said that a lot.
Hey, Robert, good to see you.
hey, buddy. Can you hear me all right?
5'9", buddy, 5'9".
You get you a new wheel, Malcolm?
It's going to be here Wednesday.
What'd you get?
I just got a Fanatic. TCI, you can't really set it on here, so I'm just practicing with it. I'll tell you, that Silver Lake Mile race, the I-44, was probably the best last 15 laps that I've seen in a long time.
Did y'all watch the last 10 laps at Huntsville last night? I posted a clip.
I watched it.
I was there, up close and personal.
Chuck outside the flag stand being in the way. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I don't think about that when I shoot those videos. Of course, I didn't plan on shooting any video. So, yeah, I probably could have moved a little bit.
And you had good angles on the important stuff. It looked like a whale of a race.
Yeah, it was.
Best part of the whole night was after the race was over with. Bobby Castleberry had taken all of the sheet metal out of the front of his car where JoJo wrecked him, and he kicked it out. She was coming down pit road. He kicked it out in front of her. He pointed at the sheet metal, then he pointed it at her.
All right, I got to take garbage out. I'll be right back.
Huntsville should host a wet paper bag race and see if she can drive her way out of it.
She hit everything but the pace car.
Where have I seen that before, except every time I've watched her race ever?
That's pretty close to like her daddy was, ain't it, was he?
Oh, yeah. Her daddy's driving that car by remote control. He's telling her exactly what to do and telling her when to do it.
Oh, I can tell you that's a fact.
I was walking down pit road after it happened, and old Philto said, "You know that's his fault." And I said, "What do you mean it's his fault?" He said, "Well, he wouldn't get out of her way." Said she bumped him 3 times, and he didn't move, so she turned him. I said, "Well, I got news for you, buddy. If I've got a position and you're trying to take it, and you bump me, that just pisses me off and makes me want to hang on to it worse." One bump is on me. 2, 3 bumps, it's on you. Bad part was it was a driver that said, well, a so-called driver that said that. And I told him, I said, "I hope me and you never get on the racetrack together." I put it this way, there was so many people upset with her that the cop that we had down there in the pits had to go down there and hang out in their pits while they loaded up.
Y'all have anybody tear up Huntsville downtown last night?
That shit's ridiculous, Scotty, what that is. That just don't make no sense. You see where a minute ago they announced they're closing the Walmart at 4 o'clock?
Well, Robert.
They announced earlier, I got a message on my phone saying they were closing the Walmarts at 4 o'clock.
I heard that too.
Yeah, I saw Dustin Briley post something about it.
That's ignorant, man. It's just fucking ignorant.
We rode down Broadway this morning, and they busted out the windows at that boot barn, that Jason Aldean.
Did you see the Margaritaville? They destroyed it.
Yep.
They were stealing shirts and grabbing bottles of liquor. I mean, just idiots. Think about it, that shit ain't happen here. Why destroy the shit here?
Yeah, mayor should have never allowed all that.
Well, number one, you're supposed to have the right to peaceful assembly, but at the same time, you're supposed to get a permit for it. And as far as I know, there were no permits ever issued for that.
There's an 8 o'clock curfew here in Nashville tonight.
Something tells me y'all gonna be under an 8 o'clock curfew the rest of this week, if not longer.
Oh, they messed the courthouse up. They caught it on fire, then they rode all over the outside of it. Finally, somebody went and put a fence around it, but they destroyed police cars. It's crazy.
Hey, wait till that Delkey policeman goes on trial. If he gets out of that, I wonder what that's going to be like.
Well, that's the thing. Like I was telling my wife, they arrested him. So, why is everybody so pissed off?
Because they're giving him third-degree murder, which is accidental death. It's basically manslaughter. He should be tried for capital murder, in my opinion. It doesn't matter. A guy's going to die whether he goes to prison or whether they release him anyway.
He had to know that the guy was dead. He kept his knee on him after he stopped moving. If you ask me, that's premeditated murder.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been down there burning the fucking city.
Yeah, on the flip side, nothing says justice for the death of a black man than burning down Nashville.
And Atlanta.
Other side of the country.
Oh, it's not over with yet. There'll be other cities.
I could even be like, I could see why they would burn down that police precinct. But why the fucking Target? Or all the local businesses?
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. Why the business? Here we just rebuilt all this shit in Nashville for the tornadoes, and you're going to go down and destroy it.
That's just another excuse for the criminals to commit crimes. Guys, slight schedule change tonight. We're going to shift or swap the driver's meeting and qualifying. We're going to do the driver's meeting at 10 minutes till. As soon as we finish the driver's meeting, we'll release everybody for qualifying. So as soon as practice ends, don't go out and qualify yet. You need to sit tight until after the driver's meeting.
When are we going to change these trucks? I hate them.
As soon as we get everybody 100% to say, I have no problem with going out and buying the new truck. Oh, Chris, actually, I don't know that would solve the problem, because even the new trucks, I don't know if they have a lot of setups for these little bitty tracks. So it may not be any better with a new truck.
I've tried it. It's not.
We need somebody to just build a good setup. Any volunteers?
I'll work on it. I built this setup for the other track and it worked, but it doesn't work for here. I'll work on it some more.
Anybody heard from our race director?
I ain't up anyway.
Real deal? I hadn't heard from Kevin today.
Chris, say again.
I said, I am not worth a crap on this computer stuff, and this truck don't help it at all.
Yeah, I know it. Well, like I said, we need somebody to just build us a good setup. I tried. I mean, I took the one Casey built, and I couldn't make it any better. I seen you key up, Steven, but I can't hear you.
Where'd Robert go, Chuck?
Had to go to the counter. Still can't, Steven. Steven, either your mic's muted or you need to go under your settings, under options, under settings, and check and make sure that your microphone is set for the right device. Hey, Matthew.
Good grief.
Yes, sir.
Hey, if Kevin don't show up tonight, I'll do the race tonight.
All right, yes, sir. 10-4.
So here's a funny little story for you, Chuck. Have you ever been to Duck River before?
I have not.
All right, so the guy that runs like the back gate that like tells people where to line up and shit, he's kind of a hothead. And so Supers were, last weekend, Supers were hot lapping, and then Limited was supposed to go right after Super. So I went ahead and pulled up, and I was waiting on Limited to go out for hot laps. So he's just throwing cars out on the track, and I'm sitting there, and I'm telling him that I'm Limited, and he just fucking hit like the side of my car and told me to go out there. So here I am, you know, little 600, 650 horsepower still motor. Just chilling with my 8-inch blade out on the track with fucking all aluminum supers. I felt like Ricky Bobby. Everybody passing me on the outside going like twice as fast. Scared the fuck out of me.
Sounds more like Stroker Ace when he was trying to throw the race.
Pretty close. Pretty close. I'm out there trying to get some hot laps in, and I'm just constantly having to sit on the bottom of the track because these guys are blowing my doors off.
Now you know how I feel every week on here, Casey.
Outside. Clear outside. Got one outside. Clear to stop.
Sorry about that. They didn't tell me till after you hit me that you were down there.
No problem.
This truck not wanting to turn is driving me up the wall.
That's it, go.
Good evening, Kevin.
Hey Chuck, how's it going, man?
That's good, good, good. Hey, I just refreshed the drivers meeting page about 15 minutes ago, so if you pull it up, it might be cached, so make sure you do a page reload.
All right, good deal. I'll do it right now.
Once again, everybody, welcome to our version of Huntsville Speedway tonight, the Bull Ring. We are going to swap the drivers meeting and qualifying, so when the practice session ends here in about 3 or 4 minutes, don't start your qualifying run yet. Wait till after the drivers meeting. Drivers meeting's coming up in about 3 minutes. I want to take just a few seconds to thank some people for helping get this series going. Casey Clark, Kevin Neal, Matthew Tucker, Louis Robinette, Jackson Bishop. These guys are part of the effort to putting this thing together. All I do is basically stand up front and take care of the website and the media. But these other guys, they're very instrumental in putting this league together, and let's all give them a big thank you and a big hand for putting this deal together.
Thank you.
Come run dirt on Tuesdays. Super Stocks at Eldora.
Yeah, Casey's trying to put together a dirt series. In order for us to do that and integrate it with the league, we need to get a little bit better attendance. We're looking for a target of about 12. So y'all come out Tuesday nights and support Casey's dirt series. We'll see if we can get the numbers up to the point where we can tie it into the series.
Is that a different league that you have to sign up for?
No, it'll be hosted under this league. I run them every Tuesday. We've been getting about 8 to 9. We might go back. I might go back this week to Lanier, see if we can't pick up some people so they don't have to buy a track.
Starting park help you at all?
Man, damage is turned off, Joe. Just come out and make some laps.
I don't know if I can afford to replace all the walls out there, damn baby. Tried that dirt thing once. Yeah, no, it was ugly.
The late models are hard to drive. The midgets weren't that bad.
And we're going to be doing street stocks, 305 sprint cars, and the limited late model. The limited late model is the slowest of the three, so I tried to pick 3 classes that we could alternate, and even rookies could kind of get their hand under it. Austin Akers has actually been coming out every week, and he's done a great job. He actually won, I think, last week's race. So come out and get a feel for it.
What time?
7:30. The session will start at 7:30 on Tuesdays.
All right, guys, hold up. Don't qualify yet. Drivers meeting's coming up.
All right, guys, we'll go ahead and get our drivers meeting done so you guys can get into qualifying. I want to remind you there's no horseplay, no abusive language, profanity, or anything appearing to show lack of respect for your fellow racers.
Casual chat, we ask that you keep that on your private channel. There'll be no conversations on the public radio channels during the race except for position-related statements. Violators will be muted for 7 days for their first offense, and the penalties can escalate beyond that. Remember, no burnouts or other tire heating tactics allowed at the start of your qualifying run. The settings for the simulation are actually set to strict, which will monitor for those types of activities, so just be careful. The race director will review all yellow flag incidents after the race, and the driver deemed at fault will be given an incident strike in the wall of shame incident log. Any driver that reaches 5 incident strikes inside of a rolling 28-day window will be suspended for at least the following week's event and until his incident strike count is below 5. Anything over 5 will be carried over and added to the following week's event slot. Additionally, any driver that collects 16 iRacing incident points during the race will be automatically disqualified and parked for the remainder of the race by the simulation. iRacing incident points are given to drivers upon contact with another driver, contact with the wall, driving below the apron, and self-spins. Contact incidents are non-discriminatory and are given regardless of which driver is at fault. If the yellow flag count doesn't come down to a tolerable level, we will lower the allowable incident count to 12. There may be some folks at Huntsville and late models that may not race until 2027. Last lap rule, regardless of whether or not the yellow flag comes out, if someone spins another lead lap car during the final lap of the race and is determined to be at fault in the post-race review, then the offending driver will be scored the next car behind the car that he spun. Our definition of spun for these purposes is one that spins and comes to a stop due to the incident. If the spun car does not come to a complete stop, then no fault will be given to the offending driver unless the yellow flag comes out due to the incident. If you spin and come to a stop on the racetrack, wait until there's no oncoming traffic before you try to rejoin the field. If you try to rejoin the field and you wreck another car in the process, then you'll get charged with an incident strike. The leader is responsible for maintaining the steady specified pace speed after the 1 to go indication has been given to the field. The green light determines the initial start of the race, but the race leader controls the restarts and may fire any time after crossing the apex point of turns 3 and 4. I believe we determined that that's just past the Jordan sign over there in turns 3 and 4. The penalty for jump starts if the position is not given back immediately will be a post-race 1-lap penalty. The race leader must start and restart the race on the inside front row, and there's no lane choice. Remember here, the lap car moveovers to the outside. Please stay in the highest lane possible while you're being lapped. We will allow a maximum of 3 green, white, checkered restarts. Black flags issued by the sim will not be cleared. The previous series winner sits out qualifying and will start into the longest line. For this series on Sunday night, that would be Chuck Chamblee. There are no limits to the number of tires that you can have during the race. All right, guys, that is it. Any questions?
I just want to stipulate, too, it seems like there's always somebody that asks this every week. You do not have to come to pit road and speed. If you cause a caution, there is no need to self-penalize. We're doing the only penalties that we're tracking on that right now are 2, and that is the wall of shame incident strike, which will count up your incidents over a 28-day period of time. And if you exceed the 5 incident counts, that'll get you parked, and until your incident count is back down below 5. And the other measure that we're just starting this week because of the high number of cautions is the 16x disqualification. So once you've reached 16x beginning tonight, the sim will park you. So just keep that in mind. No need to self-penalize.
What did you say about the tires? I couldn't hear him.
It's just there's really nothing. Just let it play out like the sim carries it out. There's no limit on the tires, so you can take as many tires as you feel like you need to take.
Okay, 2-4.
Leader go on the initial start past that sign or on green?
Start of the race is on green. Restarts is on the leader after he's crossed the farther edge of the Jordan sign on the wall. That's your restart zone.
We good to qualify now?
Yep. If no other questions, qualifying's open.
Good luck, everybody.
Line up on the outside. Pit road is closed.
Guys, in a way, this instant point DQ is going to bring in a lot more realism as far as damage to your vehicles. Usually, or I'd imagine by the time you reach 16X, you're going to be pretty beat up anyway. So I'm trying to think of a way to justify it a little bit better. I know it's going to take its toll on some innocent bystanders, people that have not caused any fault of their own, but that's just the way it is.
I think I want to start in the back.
I'm gonna do the same.
You don't want me back here, this weapon.
My bad, Speedy.
I don't see an 11 out here.
What, we got JoJo Williams here?
I changed that first number to describe to try to hide. Good luck, y'all.
Also want to remind everybody that beating on the guy in front of you's bumper under caution will give you instant points. So please stay off the bumpers.
Okay, bud, green flag, next time by. Ready? Green, green, green. Got one outside. Clear to the top. Got one outside. Clear. Yellow flag is out. Line up single file. Pit road is closed. Catch stop 12, chop.
You never even let me lead a lap, Scott.
Well, I'll let you pass me on the outside right here.
I just want to make sure I didn't door you on the going into one.
Nah, that's good.
Pit road is now open. Pit road is closed.
Is CT still doing the broadcasting or not?
I don't think so.
I need to start putting my live feed back up then.
Yeah, I'm doing my live feed, but I don't think he's rebroadcasting it.
Keep with it.
Green flag, next time by. Line up on the outside. Getting ready here, getting ready. Green, green, green. Got one outside. Stop. Got one outside. Clear outside. Got one outside. Clear. Got one outside. Clear to stop. Yellow flag is out. Line up single file. Pit road is closed.
Good job, guys. Good run.
These things are a handful. You ain't kidding.
We'll try to come up with a better
The
setup.
lucky dog let them pass on the outside.
Give us till the next race, and we'll try to have a lot better setup.
Well, Casey, I didn't even know you were there until we made contact. He said inside about the time you hit me.
Yeah, I thought it was down to your quarter panel, and I just never heard him until the last second say car outside. I was trying to back out of it because I figured you were already committed. I just couldn't back out fast enough without, because Chuck was on my ass too. It would have been a worse pile up.
I probably should be committed. Well, I made it to 37 laps with only 2X, so maybe I can make it through without getting DQ'd.
Pit road is closed.
That only gave you a 2X?
Yeah, that's all I got. I made a little contact with Casey's right rear early in the race, like second or third lap, and it didn't give me nothing. It just said 0X contact.
Yeah, I figured it'd give both of y'all a 4X just because the caution come out.
It's very lenient, actually. I mean, if you're just getting some racing taps, the sim knows.
Ready? Green, green, green. Got one inside. Clear. Inside, clear, still there. Clear. Outside. Clear to stop.
Sorry, Scott, I lost it.
Oh, we're good.
Outside. Clear. Got one inside. Clear inside. That was halfway. Got one outside. Clear to the top.
Hang on, Turbock.
Yellow, yellow, yellow. Line up single file. Pit road is closed.
Taking notes on new tires.
Big time.
Pit road is now open. Car 14 got the lucky dog. Let them past on the outside. Catch the pace car. Catch the 80 car. Let the 14 car by. Pit road is closed. Okay, bud, green flag, next time by. Line up on the inside. Get ready, going green. Green flag, green flag. Got one outside. Clear outside. Got one outside. Clear. Got one outside. Clear outside. outside. Good stop. Got one inside, clear inside, inside, clear. Outside. Clear outside. Got one inside. Clear. Five to go to strike. White flag next time by a stripe. There's a flag. It's over.
Good run, guys. Good job, Scotty.
Appreciate it.
Good bounce back, both of you, you and Matthew.
Yeah, if I'd have got to you about 2 laps sooner, I believe I'd been third, but I wasn't going to wreck you to take it.
You take tires too, Louis?
Yeah, I took tires.
I'm putting that in my notebook.
A bunch of them took tires. Somebody run plumb all up in the tailgate.
Yeah, I did not realize how much of a difference new tires would make.
Chris, I drove into the side of you right there when you washed up, when you were underneath the other one. I tried to get off you, and then you started coming down. That's partly on me. I just that traffic was really tough, and well, there was some mirror driving going there pretty bad.
Steven, I hear something right when you key up, but I can't hear you talking. I wonder what the highest incident count was tonight. I bet you it wasn't too bad.
I think I had 4.